Dad.
Claudio.
How are you? Hello. Oh, good to see you. Yeah?
Claudio, you going?
You know what Fletcher, because I want to mention it, like we're talking about my father now, I can see him coming through in the barbed wire.
Yeah. Is that the last time you saw him?
1945, I was 8 years old. I just put his head down and that's it.
I remember my father saying that the last time he saw his own father was when he was about 8 years old, and he was just playing with some friends, and he saw some Italian partisans take his father off with barbed wire around his wrists, and that was the last time he saw his father, and he was told later that he was shot. It was very difficult for my father and his family. His mother had 4 children, my father being the oldest, all under 8 years old. About a year later, my grandmother couldn't cope with looking after them all and feeding them all, and she put them all in different orphanages. How difficult was life after your father died? Like, how difficult was it for your mum?
Very, very hard. A woman, 27 years old, with 4 children. It was not easy, darling.
My father's experience at the orphanage was awful. He said that he remembers hating it, and he was the tallest boy at the orphanage, and when clothes arrived, second-hand clothes, none of the clothes fit him, so he was always going around with really small clothes.
I said, look, he come to pick me up, otherwise I jump over the window.
Yeah.
He come to pick me up, and that's it.
He had a really bad experience there, and he communicated to his own family that if someone wasn't to grab him, he was going to run away or even take his own life. So his uncle Martin rode 20 kilometres on his own bike to fetch my father and take him back to where his mother lived with my father's grandmother.
Yeah, but 24 kilometres by the bicycle,
Yeah.
and they sit on the bicycle, you know, what do you call it?
The crossbar?
Yeah.
So you set the bar in the middle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But 24 kilometres, yeah.
That's a long way, yeah. Yeah, it's a long way.
2 teaspoons.
No, who taught you how to cook?
Gemma,
Which one? What's her name?
Nonna Maria.
Was that your mother's
Yeah.
mother?
Yeah.
Yeah? And how did she teach you how to cook? What did she do?
Well, she grabbed me like that. Look and learn.
Did she?
Yeah.
And you just, how old were you when she did that?
Oh, I don't know, very young.
His grandmother was a phenomenal cook, and she used to say guardi guardi, and that means Italian. That means look in Italian. And Dad used to just stand next to her while she was cooking all the time and learn how to cook. What was she very good at?
What did she cook the best?
She was cooking anything was good because we were hungry.
But anything.
When he was at home, they were always, Dad said he was always starving. So he was always out trying to make money as a child, collecting scrap metal and fishing. And I remember him telling us a story about him and 2 friends going around and looking for the bombs that weren't detonated, and they grabbed the gunpowder from the bombs and used that to create devices which they threw into the sea to kill the fish, and the fish used to float up at the top, and they used to sell the fish at the market and make money. Dad said he also worked in a quarry and moved rocks to collect money as well. That was when he was a bit older. And there's a photo of Dad looking quite ripped, not from going to the gym, but from working really hard and not having enough food. Why did you steal chickens?
Because I was hungry.
Yeah.
We didn't have much food around.
How old were you, Dad, when you stole the chickens?
12, 14.
And you cleaned the chickens?
Of course.
Yeah, and you put them under, what happened? Where did you store them?
Well, I stored under the floor. The police come. I find, a few feathers around. Yeah, I said, yeah, fair enough, look. See the chicken, they're mine. I used to have 2 chickens, just
Just in case. Yeah.
to cover it up.
Yeah. Okay.
That's smart,
That's
smart fellow.
smart. Yeah.
That's right. And then I teach the dog to get the chicken.
Oh, you taught your dog to do it?
Yeah, no, they were pinch that, but then I teach the dog when it was in the open area, you know, used to get it, and then used to leave it over there. They grab the chicken, bring it home. Bring it home.
What was your dog's name, Dad?
Dick.
Why was it called Dick?
Well, I didn't know what was Dick until I come to this country here. Why you laugh? All right, and they are very nice, slow cooking now.
So when Dad and his brother Peter decided to flee the country, it was very difficult for them to escape because along the coastline there were soldiers or police officers, I'm not sure, who were shooting at the boats that were getting away, and Dad said it was quite dangerous. What happened, Dad?
Then we were in the boat, me, my brother, one man and one woman, a lot younger, you know, than the man.
Yeah.
We went to Italy, one boat, fishing boat. Luckily they picked us up because it was getting bad weather. Anyway, we went to the boat. Oh, thank you in Italian, you know, otherwise we would probably die.
And they rowed the boat across and almost drowned and were met by a ship, I think it was called Santa Maria, and so they were saved and taken across to Italy to a displaced persons camp.
How many people did you used to cook for?
1,500 people.
Cool. Oh, yeah.
1,500, I would say so.
You must have big pots.
No, it was oh shit, all right. All right.
How big were the pots?
And then, Dad, what happened? You were at the camp for about 2 or 3 years, is that right?
About 2.5 years.
2.5 years. And then, did you have an opportunity to come to Australia?
Well, I did have opportunity, but because I was not stupid, honest.
At the displaced persons camp, Dad had just turned 18 and his brother was 16. So his brother was able to go to Australia because he was a child, he was under 18. Dad was very honest and said he was 18 even though he just turned 18 and wasn't able to go with his brother. So his brother left on his own to Australia when he was 16 and Dad had to stay in the displaced persons camp for a couple of years on his own. So it must have been very scary at 18 without family. But I remember him saying that on the boat when he arrived in Port Melbourne that he just broke down because he just saw a whole bunch of shacks in Port Melbourne, and he just wanted, if someone had said to him, you can hop on a boat back to Italy, he said he would have done it in a flash. But he decided to stay even though he had very little money and he couldn't speak English, so it was very, very tough for him. What was it like living back then compared to Italy, living in Melbourne?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I never regret never.
Coming here.
I was very, 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 very lucky to come to this country. There's a very good advice I can give you. What you do today, you go tomorrow. Always to be a gentleman. If they ask you for one kiss, you give it 2. None of us always very, you know, I wouldn't harm a woman, I would harm myself first before I harm a woman.
Of course.
Oh, gentleman.